Hi, I'm Mary Lee Anderson, Executive Director of Senior Services of Alexandria. And as you can imagine, we've been very busy around here since March when the global pandemic hit. We've had to change a lot of our programs, and some of it has been positive. We've discovered new ways of doing things that we think we'll probably stick with. But one of the things that we were really not happy to have to do was to ask some of our older volunteers and people with underlying medical conditions to stop volunteering with us in person for a while. That was a really hard decision to make, but it was the right one for everybody. And we know that everyone understood that that's what we needed to do for the safety of our community. Meals on Wheels went from using on average about 250 volunteers every month. We now have maybe 70 people delivering on a monthly basis. And that's because we're using not only volunteers, but city staff and SSA staff who are all delivering at least once, some twice a week, and some more often than that. That way we have consistency and limit the number of people that are out in the community and exposure for our most vulnerable clients.
You don't really get a chance to really interact with them too much, but they know your faces. There's one particular lady, Miss Yost. They don't come out much. A lot of them usually either leave a box or somebody else comes out.
I fill in, so I can't do it regularly, but I'm on the backup list, and so whenever there's a cancellation, someone can't come in, I am called and I just pick up whatever route they need.
That's awesome.
We also are very fortunate in that we have a mobile app that our volunteers have been using for about 2.5 years now, and that made the transition a lot easier. All of the people who are delivering meals can communicate with our program director on a real-time basis, let him know of any concerns or issues so that we can really be proactive about looking out for our clients. The other program that had a lot of changes was our grocery delivery program, Groceries to Go. We normally had 35 or 40 people showing up at Giant on a Thursday and doing our shopping. And obviously that was not something that was going to continue with the pandemic raging. So we now have instituted a new way of doing things where the volunteers decide what the best time for them and their client is for them to do their shopping. And SSA prepays for the groceries so that they can go in, shop at their convenience, get the groceries to the clients. And we actually think we may stick with this system. It's worked very well, and it's allowed us to expand our pool of volunteers. We have almost triple the number of clients that we've had at the very beginning, much as we do with Meals on Wheels. Meals on Wheels, we used to deliver 900 meals a week. We're now delivering about 2,500 meals a week. So it's been a very, very busy time for those programs.
I started in March when the pandemic first broke out. It was tough to get things in the beginning. The shortages, but now it's much easier. We chat every other week and we exchange emails. That's been great.
Friendly Visitor program went from in-person weekly visits to virtual visits. And we've even added new clients and new volunteers who have never met in person, but are talking on the phone at least once a week and maintaining that all-important communication and connection to the community for our seniors.
I was matched with a senior here in Alexandria about a year ago, and we have built up quite a friendship, which was great. Before COVID, I would go visit her over in the rehab center where she lived, and we would play lots of Scrabble. She loved the fact that she had a new Scrabble partner because she could beat every single other person that she used to play with over there. And she got tired of that, and I'd like to say that I have beat her a couple times at this point.
Other programs that we had to really shift were our information and education programs. Obviously, we couldn't do in-person speaker series any longer. Our tours, our monthly coffee connections, all of those had to be suspended back in March. We've been able to start doing some of that more recently, and I hope that some of you participated in Senior Law Day. We did that virtually in September, and every Friday afternoon for 3 weeks, we had local experts communicate virtually with a large audience. We had over 85 people at each week, learning a lot of important information about what you need to know to plan, especially important during these times. And the other program that really was modified was our Senior Ambassador program. We did move to virtual communication with ambassadors. We've trained our ambassadors, new ones virtually. We're up to 90 who represent their communities now. And instead of just getting one email a week from us, they now have weekly Zoom calls where they get to interact with local city officials and people that are helping older adults in our community. They can now communicate directly with those people. That's been a real benefit.
This week we are excited to have Amber Sultane, who is the Associate State Director, Community Outreach for AARP Virginia.
It's been a challenging time for senior services, but I'm very proud of the work that we've done and the fact that we've been able to continue operations without interruption since the pandemic hit in March.